Mary in South Dakota. She said, will you please tell us your experience about going back to the Old Testament days? Wow, which one? Um, she's probably talking about a time when I was in Jerusalem. Don't have time to go into the whole thing, but I'll just say it like this. For whatever reason God chose, and the only thing He's ever told me was that there's more to the great cloud of witnesses than I understand, and that He never does anything without a witness. For whatever reason He chose, He took me, when I was leading this tour group to Israel, in Jerusalem, the last day we were there, He took me back in time, and I stood on the streets of Jerusalem. First thing I noticed when I landed there, and I say landed because it happened with kind of a bounce, I was dressed like they were, and the same robe, same clothing, and but the first thing I noticed was the smell. It was not a great smell. It was in the streets, and the streets had urine in them, the streets had dung in them, the streets also had um, something that washed off of the combination of melons and chickens that were hanging and blood water that was dripping and flies that were swarming and guys with scales in the robe and their thumb was on the scale just tilting it while they distracted the person who was there and and I was to tell everybody that I met on that particular street that Saul would one day die in battle and that it was God's desire for David to be their next king and he would be the greatest king that Israel would have. He would lead them into victory after victory over the Philistines, and that he would display, he was God's choice to be king. He would display God to them. So I went down the whole street. Now, while I'm doing this, I might hasten to add, um, because when I left the bed that I was in. My wife was there and right beside me, and I was taken. These two angels said that I was to come with them. So when I left, I looked back over my shoulder. I actually over this shoulder, and I saw my wife in bed, but I wasn't there. So when I landed, I'm thinking I'm really there because my body wasn't in bed, and I'm thinking, how am I going to make a living? Because I can't get myself back. I can't like transport me back 3,000 years. I didn't get me there. I couldn't get myself back. So I'm thinking, in between talking to people as I'm making my way down the street, I'm thinking, what am I going to do for a living? My wife won't be able to collect my insurance policy because I'm a missing person, and it takes 7 years to declare a missing person dead. So she won't be able to collect that for 7 years. She doesn't know where the checkbook is. She has her checkbook, but then I've got a checkbook for my little account, and she doesn't know where that is. I was totally unprepared for this to happen. I'm young, and I don't know. All I know is that I can make furniture because I have a hobby of making furniture, but I don't have any power tools. So, I'm used to routers and jigsaws and bandsaws and belt sanders. I'm used to that, and all of a sudden, none of those things exist where I'm at. And so I know how to make it. I'm just not going to be skilled at using a handsaw. I'm not going to be skilled at making furniture. So I don't know how I'm going to make a living. Well, I won't go into all of it. I'll just say I did meet David, and shortly after I met him, he was about this tall, very small. He was really small hands, really dark red hair, almost auburn in color, incredibly brilliant blue-green eyes. And he simply said, I know when we met in the middle of the street, he said, I know who you are, I know who sent you, and we'll meet again. And immediately, the cart goes behind me, and a burro behind him, and a burro with gunny sacks goes behind, and I'm yanked out, and I'm landing on the bed. Uh, that day, the tour group went to a place that had never been opened before, only opened on that particular day, and they went there, and they were shown we were shown actually, a reconstruction of that very street, the marketplace at the time of David, the stones, had an incredible impact on me. I literally lost my strength, dropped to the ground, couldn't stand up any longer, wailing, crying. Because how do you explain what I told them that morning? I was there 5 hours ago, hard to explain that. It's hard to talk about that. It's hard to describe it in any way that can convey what I was going through. And even now, periodically, I will have such clear memories of that moment that I'm impacted by. So I had all the human questions that humans have. I was there. I had normal reactions to things. Some people I was attracted to, meaning they're just this natural friendliness. Other people go, king, king. Other people go, no, David's that little boy, Saul is strong and tall and handsome and rugged. And all the arguments that everybody would face today. So that's the short story of it, and I hope that helps